things that people notice when they first go into a Waldorf classroom is the chalkboard art. We don't have whiteboards. There are always either a black chalkboard or a green chalkboard and colored chalks of many kinds. And one of the reasons for that is we use children's natural capacity for visual imagination in order to help them grasp concepts in math and in reading.
We have a very large early childhood department. We have 3 kindergartens and we have 3 preschool classrooms. So we have 6 in all. The early childhood department is the foundation of Waldorf education. Out of this foundation, all things arise for the children as they go through the grades. In what you will see if you go into a early childhood program in any Waldorf school is you will see that it's a play-based program. And it is play-based for a number of reasons, mostly because we work very, very closely with the child's development. So we were looking at the child physically, mentally, emotionally, and inwardly in terms of their inner being for every age of life. So when you look at the young child, you see that this child is really working out of this whole sense of movement, this sense of sensory integration, and they're working through this tremendous capacity of imagination. So you're working with that, and through the play, the child is developing all these building blocks that will then be ready developmentally for the academics when the child is going into the first grade.
We also work with movement. Math is one of those things that you can count it outwardly, but can you count math inwardly? Can you feel if you've taken 6 steps and know that you've taken 1 too many or 1 too few? When we're practicing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on to 10 is we'll clap a series of rhythms, we'll walk a series of rhythms, we'll have songs and poems that will go along with the clapping and stamping, and then we'll have rhythm sticks. And we'll clap and stamp and use the rhythm sticks along with speech to feel the rhythm in your body.
Good afternoon, Sheridan. So when we're in the arrhythmia lesson, especially in the younger grades, really kindergarten through 2nd grade, we're working a lot with the young child's relationship to language. And so when we have them do a shape, for example, the shape B, they'll perform this shape whenever that sound appears in the story that we're telling. So when they write the letter B, of course we know that that corresponds to the sound B, and in eurythmy they get to move that shape. And so there's this element of abstract thinking that goes on, kind of left brain thinking of linking the shape to the sound and learning what those are. It's part of how we introduce them to language and the love of language, and that they get to tell this story as they're acting it out. And the hope really is that these children are developing a capacity that when they leave this class and when they leave this school, they've learned something. They've had opportunities to practice what it is to inhabit this, this shared space, so that when they go off, whether it's into a job interview, whatever their future holds, there's a kind of understanding of how to work with space, how to create a space where productive, where participation can happen from both parties.
The classrooms are such a beautiful place to be. When Elsa goes into the combined preschool kindergarten, it's hard to get her to leave. It's a dreamy, dreamy environment. The environment is beautiful. It's inspiring. It's warm.
Encourages imagination, right? It's just
it protects childhood.
Yeah.
Our campus is, I feel, it's a haven for childhood. Gosh, when you walk into the kindergarten in the morning, it either smells like baking bread or soup. It's nurturing.
we're forming a community in the classroom, and it is also a community within the greater community of the school. It's a community school. With very dedicated teachers, whether they're Waldorf trained or not. We have an exceptional bunch. I have an exceptional bunch of colleagues here, and it's a real pleasure to work with them.
We've been really fortunate to have teachers who I really feel they love our children. They truly love our children. And that is, it's remarkable. They address each child where that child is, and it feels like one big family. And that is a very unique experience for us.
It just felt more natural. The things that we value, other parents value as well.
Thank you all very much for coming to hear our performances and to do our dedication of our new middle school. It's a beautiful building. I think it's going to provide wonderful opportunities for these middle school students. My name is Mr. Kern. This is my first year teaching here, and I've been having an absolute pleasure working with these kids. Mountain Phoenix has a lot of really bright students, unique individuals who come to work every day, and they're always have smiles on their faces, and they're ready to learn something new, and they're ready to get the things done that they need to get done, and it's been really enjoyable.
Here's a D. Next note is on the space. That is what? No. E.
D major, a D major scale.
D major scale. What does the word major mean? You guys remember the word major?
It means it sounds like happy.
Yeah. Get that G again. 1, 2, 3. Ooh, that sounded a whole lot better. 4. Good.
Educating the will is one of the most important things we do. Showing a child how to conceive of a task at hand, how to tackle it, how to start it, and how to finish it. Finishing being perhaps the most important, but also finishing it beautifully. So we incorporate beauty into everything. We think every action should have a component that's beautiful, and the result be as beautiful as possible, particularly for children at this age. In middle school, we're describing history in terms of biographies of people who lived in certain eras, and those biographies in turn giving the children an impression, a very deep impression of what life was like in those times. So if we're talking about Leonardo da Vinci, we tell his life story, and out of that the children get a sense of what those days were like in all of Europe, what the different influences were, who was powerful, what the constraints were, what the dangers were.
So how do we figure tax? Who knows how we figure tax? If tax is 6.4%, what do we have to do to figure out how much tax we have?
Middle school curriculum, above and beyond what you typically see in schools, is, besides reading and writing, we spend a lot of time exploring a variety of subjects. We do teach here in main lesson blocks, so we go deeply into one subject for 3 weeks, 4 weeks at a time. In 8th grade, it's physiology, perspective drawing, history, the Renaissance, revolutions. We look at the American Revolution, the French Revolution, three-dimensional geometry. We also include within this electives that we have running every day that touch on a huge field of studies. We have everything from soccer to dance to handwork to movement to research paper writing to geometric art forms, and just a huge variety. So there's never any given day that these students don't have anything to explore. you won't find in our school, you won't find pre-printed posters, bulletin boards. You'll find original artwork. We very much are into color. Throughout the grades, there's a variety of color schemes you'll see. It's a very natural, organic feel that we have to our classrooms. We're appealing to the feeling life of the student. And it is our hope and it's our goal that we create a family-like atmosphere where learning is a comfortable experience. It's not built on abstract expectations, but instead it becomes a path, a journey of love of learning, of understanding, and developing this desire to explore and to develop through this easygoing kind of emotionally safe place. We develop the capacity to think and the capacity to self-reflect and discernment and critical thinking skills. And we believe that a lot of this occurs through the very atmosphere, the environment of our classrooms and our campus in general.
Festivals are one of the ways that in Waldorf it's a way of marking the year. Mm-hmm. And we've incorporated a lot of them into our family, which has been a really rich experience. But on campus, it's a time to celebrate and be with the entire community.
Seeing so many people involved and that many people all in one place, I was wowed by it. I was like, wow, this is a really neat group of people and they all are part of making this. There's enough of us, we can make something different happen here.
Thank you very much.
We have extraordinary teachers. All of our teachers are highly qualified in their fields, in elementary education, in music, instrumental music and that type of thing, for teaching middle school math or middle school subjects. All teachers must be highly qualified. But not only are they highly qualified, they're warm human beings who develop a very wonderful relationship with their students. The students feel very safe and love their teachers, and their teachers love the students. And there's a development of a relationship that allows learning to take place here that is so essential to being able to learn. So Mountain Phoenix provides that type of an environment. There is a camaraderie, kind of a collegium of teachers here where we communicate and develop the curriculum together. This education, which provides a love of the world, an ability to live in the world with that type of curiosity that is so needed for successful human beings. So whatever they choose to do, we are here to provide a passionate education that gives them a love of learning for their entire lives.